What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with the next Death of a Town Hall 10 video. And once again, I am back over at Prime to show you guys one of these. It just takes the right series of attacks to make a good one of these. So wherever I find them, that's where I go. So here we go. Let's check out the base. All right, here's the base we're going to be looking at. You can take it and pause it, see if you can come up with a good game plan that might get the 3-star. But as you're doing that, I will get into the first attack. All right, the first hit comes from King Alistair, and it is a Town Hall 11 hitting this base. But it was a fresh hit. This was never been attacked before, so didn't know where everything was, didn't know it was in the CC, all of those things that help out. And you see right here, he does not have the maxed out Quake. He does have the max Zaps, but dropping those down there, it just does not quite take that Inferno Tower out. I'm not sure if the Zaps are a little off, or if it actually needs that max Quake. But either way, doesn't get the job done there and sends the Queen in with the healers for her Queen Walk. I like the way he came in here because he came in at an angle where he's going to get 2 air defenses. You see that once she gets into that compartment, she can get both of those. And the Queen's going to come over and engage. So it's a good plan, I think, for a first hit to come in like this. We'll see what goes wrong here towards the end of the attack, or the middle of the attack, I guess. But she's doing a fine job right now, walking her way in already. She is about to target that first air defense and get it taken care of right there. Unfortunately, again, that Inferno Tower did not go down, so that is going to cause a big problem here for this Queen Walk as she gets in range. Goes and drops that first Rage spell, which is going to help her out, take out that King, and as she steps forward here in just a moment, she's going to aggro the Queen and start taking her out. The King down at the bottom with some Wizards starting to go in. Right here, the Queen's aggroed, a few shots to her, and boom, she's gone. Now the Expo, and after that, the Queen is in range of this Inferno Tower, and there's a storage right in front of it, so it's not an ideal situation there. Queen sort of steps out, and then unfortunately the King gets in. I think he probably could have been all right still, but the King gets in range. That CC troop starts coming out, and boom, the Queen has to deal with that. And even after popping that ability, once she deals with that, Dragon's on her. There's a lot of damage coming her way. Just does not make it. So once the Queen goes down, this one's pretty much over. The King's in there. He's down. Taking out that Inferno Tower now is going to be very difficult. All the healers going down. Here comes the Warden trying to get in range, but unfortunately that the Warden stops right there, starts shooting at that balloon right there, and does not even get in range where he can use his ability to protect those balloons that would have went in there. So from there, it's pretty much downhill. We'll fast forward, but just no spells left to speak of. Balloons coming from the backside, just not enough down, not enough value, and everything goes down pretty quickly on the backside there. So good attack, good try on the first one. Got some good information. Let's go to the next attack. All right, the next one comes from Revved Up, and this is where in my opinion, the 3-star that works actually starts. You see, he does have the max Quake. The Zaps take out the Inferno Tower, so all's looking good there. And he changes the side he's bringing his Queen in from. He's going to bring her on the right side here, start sending her in. He's still going to get 2 air defenses for this Queen Walk. Still going to get the Queen taken care of. But I think he's getting a little better value as far as what else he's getting. See this Inferno Tower that pops, or excuse me, Inferno Tower. Getting that Tesla that pops right there. Wall breakers going in. He's going to get several Archer Towers. He's going to get that Sweeper. He's going to get a lot of value out of this little walk right here. So everything's moving in. Here come the CC troops. Now it's in a much more controlled location where he's getting those CC troops lured out. Right there goes in and drops the Rage down. Queen is going to take out that Dragon pretty quick, raged up like that, and then the balloon follows right behind it. Now he's got the King going in on the left side here with the wall breakers opening it up. Comes in a little early with the King, and he gets wrecked pretty hard because he's going right into these collectors. And pops the ability nice and early, which I think was smart. Then does get in there, take out that Archer Tower. And from there gets onto the defending King, but he doesn't quite go down. Here the Queen up top, ability gets popped, takes out all of those defenses. Already has 1 air defense down. Does have to deal with this high HP CC, but hits on it when she was raged up, and that just burns right through it. Goes ahead and drops the next rage spell, which is going to let her make it through these next few point defense and get down to that bottom and get to that defending Queen. Right here, she's going to take a shot, but then one more heal or 2 gets on her. Heals right back up. When no point defense is on the Queen, she can handle the enemy Queen one-on-one, no problem right there. So the second air defense goes down. Here come the Lava Hounds. Here come the balloons. This is where it just gets, it's so close. I mean, this really is a close attack right here. Balloon deployment probably a little bit off. You see that they're not targeting that wizard tower. They're going from there to the archer tower, and right here, after 4 or 5 shots from that wizard tower, that group of balloons is just roasted. So loses quite a few balloons there. Everything else coming in from the top, that last lava hound, more balloons coming through. Doesn't have a spell here, just got that one haste spell, drops it down there, trying to get those balloons funneled into that inferno tower, but there is a lot of stops to make between here and there. And as you can see, with no freeze, eventually the damage just builds up, and the Tesla's sitting back there doing work, the Expos are doing work, and it just gets to be too much. We'll fast forward because all the balloons are going here. The Queen does get the Town Hall, but after that, you know, it's pretty much she's in trouble. She can't take out that Inferno Tower with that Expo and that Tesla and all that's with that right there. It's just too much for her healers to overcome, and that stops the 3-star. So good try by Revved Up. Sort of the aha moment, the 84%. You know it's possible, and this is where they start really fine-tuning it. So let's get on to the next attack. All right, the next one's from Megan Mo Money. Sometimes she is the hero on these, but not today. She gets close, but no cigar. Starts off with the same opener. We're going to fast forward because we just saw it. Zap Quake the Inferno Tower, creates the funnel on the right side with the heroes, or with the minions for the hero, comes in with that queen walk, gets everything the same, and then on the bottom starts to create that funnel, but I think is waiting a little bit longer here on that king deployment and those wall breakers down there, letting the queen do her thing, taking out those taking out those CC troops, all going down. The poison spell, I like that she used the poison spell here because think how much cheaper that is. That is, instead of having to use a rage spell or the queen's ability, just use that poison spell, and then it prevented her from having to pop those. So then comes in the queen and gets the rage, the healers get the rage, and then pops that queen's ability to get through this a little bit quicker. Takes out that archer tower and then moves down to the dark elixir storage. Knows that you have to deal with that queen here in a moment. So as soon as the queen gets down a little bit further, going to go ahead and drop that next rage that she's brought for it right there. Boom, pops her right back up to almost full health. The queen goes down. The king comes in at this point. We'll slow down here because this is where things start to get a little bit better. They had a little bit better deployment. I think I like the king coming in late like that. He's going to get a little bit more value. That queen's not back there sniping on him or anything like that. And a lot of those defenses are out of the way. The queen's got to beat through a wall here, but the king comes in right behind him as all this is distracted, sends in that lava hound, sends in those balloons, start working their way through. And now that instead of that wizard tower beating on her balloons, that wizard tower is focusing on that king. Now, I think the king's ability should have been used much earlier there. Would have cleared that out a little bit faster, but no big deal, honestly, because the king didn't go down. I think it just would have been a little bit more balloons moving through a little bit quicker. But right here, last lava hound, balloons on the backside. That lava hound explodes very quickly once it gets to that air defense, and now a lot of damage coming its way. But all of these balloons are starting to congregate. They're starting to close in, taking out all these defenses and getting to that inferno tower, but just, I mean, not quite enough. They were just so close. If they had a haste spell there, probably would have got in there and taken it out. But there's still a lot of balloons on the backside up here. They're dropping bombs. They're taking out those defenses. But even as they go down here, look at the queen. The queen's still up. She can handle this. There's nothing, unlike in the last attack, there's nothing else hitting her besides that inferno tower. So she took it out. All that's left is this cannon on the right side. She's got pups up. She's looking great. Actually, just runs out of time and does not get the 3-star. So close, but obviously they've about got it beat. Let's go watch the 3-star attack. All right, the 3-star is Triggerman and getting it done. We're going to fast forward through the start of this because, again, obviously taking that plan and just perfecting it, just tweaking it a little bit. We'll fast forward all the way through this queen walk, which we know what's going to happen, the king going in, and then just watch the deployment and the spell usage. That will sort of make the difference in the attack here. So again, Triggerman sees that, really likes the idea of using that poison and not having to use a rage or her ability right here. So drops that down. The queen takes care of all those troops before the balloon even gets there and drops a bomb. It goes down. Continues to move in. Knows what we're going to get here. We're going to get all of this taken out, but knows that the 2 rage spells have to be used. And now you'll see in his spell usage down there, he's not going to have anything once this is all said and done for his balloons and his lava hounds. It's all about deployment. It's all about just dropping them in the right spots, getting them to that inferno tower as quickly as possible. Right there pops the queen's ability, burns through those high HP storages. I think that was a big thing right there, the use of that queen at that time to get those storages down. I mean, you see the Megan just needed a few more seconds. So got that down a little bit quicker. The king going in right here again, protecting those balloons. I like the earlier usage of the king's ability right there because look, instead of having to wait for those balloons to come backtrack there, all that's already dead. So now the balloons are just moving that much quicker right in there. The king goes down, but you know his job was done. That was a successful king push right there. Look how much quicker the queen's already in here working on this town hall, getting that down. So just saving time here. Everything is funneling in very nicely. A little bit different angle on the drop of that last lava hound coming in from the side. Balloons coming in from the top right there. Everything exploding. One lava hound left, but look at these balloons closing in on this infernal tower. They are closing in. It's a large group. There's no question now. They are going to get to it. They're going to get it taken out. A few more go down, but right there, just they need that drop. Boom, a couple more coming in. Here they go. They just keep closing in on it, keep closing in on it. Finally, it goes down. The queen has broken through. She's helping out with a few more defenses, but as you can see, it is over. All the defenses that can hurt these balloons are down. The pups are around for cleanup, and finally get the 3-star attack. So sometimes it takes several attempts. Sometimes it only takes a few, but this time they did it in 4 attacks, and that was every attack on this base. So good job to the boys and girls over at Prime getting that 3-star. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Until next time, Jake from OneHive doing my best to help you guys suck less.